The Portuguese striker was not among the 30 finalists for the 2023 award, confirming that his time at the top of the game is over. Cristiano Ronaldo will not be competing for the most prestigious individual award in football for the first time in 20 years. The former Manchester United and Real Madrid talisman received a record 19 consecutive Ballon d'Or nominations between 2004 and 2022, winning 5 times, but he did not make the final shortlist this time. Ronaldo, who is now on international duty with Portugal, will have been left stunned by the rebuff, given the size of his ego, which is as bloated as ever despite his January move to Al-Nassr. After all, he has stated that he intends to continue playing at the highest level into his 30s. But he is utterly unaware that he has lost relevance. European football has moved on from Ronaldo, whose futile attempts to extend his illustrious career are really harming his total legacy. Despite his strong start to life at Al-Nassr, no one could reasonably argue that Ronaldo should have been one of the 30 men nominated for the 2023 Ballon d'Or. He may have scored 14 goals in his first 16 games for the club, but the Saudi Pro League is a far weaker competition to any of Europe's top 5 leagues. Ronaldo was also effectively left with no choice but to move to the Middle East following an unhappy finish to his second term at Manchester United. Erik ten Hag benched Portugal's captain for the majority of the first half of the 2022-23 season, and he only managed 3 goals in the 10 games he did start in all competitions. All of this led to Ronaldo's ill-advised interview with Piers Morgan, in which he unloaded his rage at ten Hag and his United teammates while refusing to admit any flaws in his game or character. His contract was eventually mutually cancelled, and ten Hag's club immediately became a much better team in his absence. Ronaldo's fortunes did not improve at the 2022 World Cup, however. Fernando Santos also moved Portugal's captain to the bench, with Benfica's Gonçalo Ramos presenting a significantly more threat after taking his place up front. The Seleção would eventually be eliminated in the quarter-finals by surprise package Morocco, and Ronaldo concluded the tournament with just 1 goal in 5 matches. Even when he was on the field, he made no effect and appeared to be slow. The basic line is that Ronaldo was not even close to becoming one of the best players in the world last season. For the better part of 15 years, Ronaldo was the dominant figure in European football, alongside Barcelona legend Lionel Messi. The great combo has won 79 championships and scored over 800 goals between them, rewriting the record books in the process. But while Messi continued to shine on the highest platform for both PSG and Argentina last season, winning an elusive World Cup and his second consecutive League One title, Ronaldo faded into obscurity. Even following Messi's recent move to MLS club Inter Miami, the class divide between the two icons is more apparent than ever. The 36-year-old is expected to win a record-extending 8th Ballon d'Or in October, and he would be a deserved winner even if it were only for his efforts at Qatar 2022. Messi demonstrated at that tournament that he is still unrivaled in full flow, a true master of his trade. Ronaldo will never claim to being the man behind Argentina's small wizard. "I don't see things like that, the rivalry is gone," he said earlier this week during a press conference. "It was good, and the audience enjoyed it. Those who admire Cristiano Ronaldo do not have to despise Lionel Messi, and vice versa. We've done well, and we've changed football history. We are respected all over the world, that's the most important thing. He's followed his path and I have followed mine, regardless of playing outside of Europe. From what I've seen, he's been doing well and so have I. The legacy lives on, but I don't see the rivalry like that." In reality, the competition between Ronaldo and Messi has been dead for at least a year. And, while the ex-Juventus attacker is correct that he is still held in high regard for his performances, he will not be remembered as warmly as Messi in the long term. Ronaldo celebrated his 850th career goal during his latest Pro League outing as he helped Al-Nassr storm to a 5-1 win away at Al-Hazm. "It's a historic landmark," the veteran frontman said when quizzed on the feat. "For me it was a source of pride the numbers I achieved, which I didn't think I could reach. But I want more. While playing the game, the bar has to be high, thinking big." There is no denying that Ronaldo is in red-hot form, having found the net 6 times in 4 games at the start of the 2023-24 campaign. He also has 4 assists, although these figures should come as no surprise. Ronaldo isn't raising the standard, he's just fulfilling the bare minimum. Al-Nassr are a far stronger team than when Ronaldo originally came, with Sadio Mane, Otavio, Marcelo Brozovic, Aymeric Laporte, Alex Telles, and Seko Fofana all joining him at Msul Park over the summer. With such a talented supporting cast assisting him in getting past poor rival defenses, Ronaldo has no reason to miss. "What I want most is to continue to always evolve, so that the league is top-notch," Ronaldo added. It will be a long time before the Pro League falls into that bracket, even if their investment in top European talent continues at such an alarming rate. Everyone is keeping an eye on the progress of the game in Saudi Arabia, especially now that they have attracted the likes of Neymar and Gabriel Vega to their cause. The Pro League, on the other hand, will revert to being a sideshow once the summer transfer window in the Middle East closes. Every year I always have something to prove, Ronaldo said in an interview with Record in June. Proving that I can set an example of longevity, at 38 and a half years old I think I'll still do very interesting things. What? Goals, assists, good preparation in the selection, having a good qualifying phase, a good European Championship and continue to do what I've done in my 21-year career. I'll continue to enjoy it the same way. I still feel useful and good. Despite his terrible performance at the past World Cup, Ronaldo has retained the captain's armband for his country under the direction of Roberto Martinez, who took over for Santos in January. Ronaldo will captain Portugal at Euro 2024, barring a spectacular collapse. Portugal has won all 4 of its opening qualifying matches. Ronaldo has now scored 5 goals in Group J, but the majority of them came in routs against Liechtenstein and Luxembourg. The Selecao captain is increasing his lead at the top of the all-time international scoring lists, but there is no proof that he can still perform in the big games. Portugal is blessed with an abundance of quality young players, particularly in offensive positions. Ramos, Rafael Leao, and João Felix might create a lethal combination at next summer's European Championship, but they are unlikely to get the chance. Ronaldo is back to being the first name on the team sheet, and Portugal will suffer as a result. There is little hope of a joyful farewell for a player who contributes so little to the collective cause and continues to obstruct development. Over the next week, Ronaldo will play in qualifying games against Slovakia and Luxembourg, with maximum points likely to be enough for Portugal to secure a place in Germany. He will then return to Al-Nassr for a Pro League match against Al Riyadh before beginning preparations for the commencement of their AFC Champions League campaign. By the conclusion of the season, Ronaldo could have some silverware in his possession. He might even add to his collection of golden boots. However, no one outside of Saudi Arabia is really interested in what Ronaldo achieves at club level. In reality, many European fans would probably welcome his retirement at this point. Ronaldo is one of the game's all-time greats, but unlike his predecessors, he doesn't know when to stop. Not being considered for the Ballon d'Or will almost certainly fuel his resolve to prove his detractors wrong. When Ronaldo finally hangs up his boots, the final chapter in his career will be heartbreaking to read. However, most people have already said their final goodbyes.